It's great music.
What's up, guys? I'm back here with some more NCAA Football 14 Dynasty featuring my team, the Iowa Hawkeyes. And today we are in the Orange Bowl taking on number 11 Maryland, a future Big Ten team. Yes, they're moving to the Big Ten. And I don't know what side of the conference they're going to be in. So same thing with like Rutgers and all that. I don't really know, as you see me throwing an interception right there in that first pass attempt. But I really don't know which side of the Big Ten they're really going to be on. So I kind of put them on random sides. So we might face them next year, we might not. Who knows? But all I know is I have 9 conference games next year, and it's going to be a pain in the dick. So, to unveil the winners of the poll that I had set up for next year's schedule for on the Dynasty in year 2. So the first team that won was a clear-cut winner, and everybody was choosing him, even though we didn't get many comments for him in the beginning. But as soon as they saw that, they're like, "Oh, hey, we need to have this team in this schedule because they're really good." Bryce Petty and all them. It's Baylor. Baylor, I don't know if, well, of course they're not going to have their brand new stadium in the game yet. Although I have seen their brand new stadium. It looks amazing. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go check it out. So we have Baylor in our first out-of-conference game. I don't know if it's going to be the first game, but I just know it's going to be there. And then the second game outside of Iowa State. So we're facing 2 Big 12 teams already, Iowa State and Baylor. And the third team that's in our out-of-conference schedule is going to be Clemson. Clemson was in a good run with LSU for that final spot. I had to make a different poll because people kept on voting for Baylor. And I was like, Clemson or LSU? Clemson, LSU. Come on, somebody vote. Somebody separate the tie. And every time somebody did, it always came back to a tie, and people would always vote for Baylor. But I made a second poll for that, which I started yesterday, and I put it in my video yesterday just so I could get some people to vote and see, who would come out. And I also put it on Twitter like a dozen times. So if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, tough luck. You guys should be following me on Twitter. If you haven't, if you don't got a Twitter, I kind of understand. But if you don't have a Twitter, it's free. It's not like it's like you're like have to pay to use social media. But I'm just saying, be always aware of what I could be posting at any given time, and always be aware of certain stuff. Like if you guys really wanted to see LSU, this is why you should have followed me on Twitter, or watched yesterday's video, for instance. This is why you watch every video. But anyway, those are my 2 out-of-conference games outside of Iowa State. I have 9 conference games next year, and we're going to kick this shit popping pretty soon. We're going to have the off-season video next, and hopefully we have a pretty good ranking to start next season too, because we have a lot of returning players. So on to the gameplay, finally, saying stop rambling about shit no one cares about. But we get a first down right here to CJ Fedorowicz. And it's 1st and goal. We're down 10-7 here in the second quarter. And here's Jake Rudock back to throw, looking, and he gets it off to Martin Manley for the touchdown. It is now 14-10 as Jake Rudock is 10 of 12. Throwing an interception early on in the game. He's been on fire ever since. Here's C.J. Brown throwing it over the middle to long. And man, C.J. Brown has been killing me all game long. Whether it's running the football or passing the ball, he has not missed a single pass all game long. 2nd and 4 off the other Brown. And yeah, West Brown, not CJ Brown. But yeah, they got quite a few Browns on the team. So here comes the other Brown, getting it off to Diggs, and Diggs to the 30-yard line. I don't know how that wasn't picked off, but it wasn't, so we're just going to have to live with it. So 2nd and 3 right here. Maryland inside the 25-yard line. CJ Brown looking to take off running, and he's got nothing but daylight. Touchdown, Maryland. And man, if these guys are in my conference schedule next year, man, these guys are going to be a pain in the ass, especially if they have C.J. Brown returning as their quarterback. Man, oh man, this guy's a pain in the ass. But we throw an incomplete pass right there, and it is now 4th down and 5. So Maryland's going to get the ball back with 1 minute and 24 seconds left in the first half. So here's C.J. Brown over the middle of the long, and long to almost near midfield for a gain of 13 yards. So we just got to keep playing some defense like we have been all year long, except for this game, because right now our defense is looking like a bag of butt. But here's Brown again, off to Steinbaugh or whatever. Let me see that name, Steinbaugh. Yeah, Steinbaugh. So first down, Maryland again. 3rd down and 13. Here's C.J. Brown back to throw. Throws it to the side. It's caught by the other Brown, West Brown. But we stop him. It's 4th down. We're going to get the ball back with 40 seconds left. So 32 seconds left. Here is Jake Rudock back to throw. Throwing it off. Jordan Cotton. Nothing but open field for this guy, except he's not faster than the guy catching behind him. So it's 1st and goal, and later on, 3rd down and goal. We couldn't get it in the end zone, so we're going to settle for a field goal, tying this game up at 17 at halftime. So we got a pretty good game going on so far in the first half. So second half, here we go. C.J. Brown, read option. He's got nothing but daylight. Look at that. I don't know why he didn't cut it to the outside, because if he'd have taken it outside, he would have been gone. But he does cut it back towards the middle, and he ends up paying for it. So 1st and 10. Here's Maryland again. C.J. Brown dumping it off to Jacob. Jacob with the 1st down, and he is gone. Touchdown, Maryland. Or not. Down at the 1-inch line. Man, that was really close. But 1st and goal, they're running that stupid no huddle that I absolutely despise. I despise the no huddle. Handoff, West Brown, touchdown. 24-17, Maryland. Here's Jake Rudock back to throw again. Looking towards the middle to the left side. It is Tavon Smith, 8 yards on the 1st down for the Hawkeyes. We just got to find something that will, hopefully make a stop on defense. We haven't been able to make many stops on defense today. And, I feel like if my defense can just make one stop, just one stop, we could win this game. We've been playing from behind pretty much this whole game, and I really don't like that, playing from behind the whole game. So here's Jake Rudock to C.J. Fedorowicz in the end zone, tying this game up at 24. And here we go. We got to make a stop for the defense. 3rd down and 1. Here's C.J. Brown back to throw, and he's going to throw it off. Here's Jacobs again for another 1st down. Laverne Jacobs for a gain of 8 yards, and we cannot stop him here on this 3rd down. So later on in another 3rd down, it's 3rd down and 7 for C.J. Brown in the Maryland offense. Here's a screen pass, and you know what that's going to be. Oh, we get the stop right there. Brandon Ross could not get the 1st down. So we're getting the ball back again. We made a stop. Now all we need to do is score. So 2nd and 2. Jake Rudock looking for a screen pass off to Mark Wiseman. And look at that. He just gets enough for the 1st down. I'll take that any day of the week. Come on. Yeah. It's just simple and effective. 3rd down and 10. Jake Rudock back to throw. Throwing it off. Cavante Martin Manley. 1st down, gain of 18. I really could have thrown it to anybody on that play, but hey, I just made a quick decision, and it so happens that he was the first one I looked at. So here's over the middle. It's picked off by Henley. Oh my God, Hendy. Oh my God. Just when you think everything's going right, we do something wrong. So 1st and 10, Maryland. Here's C.J. Brown throwing it over the middle, over to the right side to Stephon Diggs. That's a weird way to spell Stephon, but hey, whatever gets the job done, right? 3rd down and 7, 18 seconds left in the 3rd. C.J. Brown back to throw over the middle. It is picked off by Fleming. We make another defensive stop, and we're getting the ball back here in the 4th quarter. Here's Jake Rudock looking, taking his time off to Martin Manley. Big play down the field. Gain of 35. And now we're at the 30-yard line. Jake Rudock over the middle again to Martin Manley. Martin Manley just doing work today. 14 yards, and we're inside the red zone. Looking ready to score. 1st and 10. Here's Jake Rudock, play action, looking over to the right side. It's Ray Hamilton. Touchdown, Iowa. 31-24 with 5 minutes to go. Still plenty of time left in this ball game. 3rd down and 7 for Maryland. Let's see what they can do to get a 1st down. C.J. Brown back to throw. Looking over the middle, and it's deflected by Fleming once again. Almost picked off for a 2nd straight time by Fleming. So 3rd down and 10. Here is Jake Rudock back to throw. Looking over the middle, and it's dropped by Tavon Smith. And Maryland's going to get the ball back with just 4:04 left in the game. 1st and 10 for Maryland. Here they go. C.J. Brown back to throw, looking over the middle to West Brown. and Wes Brown gets a first down, gain of 11 yards, almost to midfield. So yeah, like I said, still plenty of time left in this ball game for Maryland to try and tie this game up. 3rd down and 5. Here's CJ Brown back to throw over the middle again. This time it's to long, and they're inside the 35-yard line. Gain of 16 for Deion Brown. 3rd down and 12. Here comes Maryland again in the shotgun, handing it off this time to Ross, and he's going to obviously stop short of the first down, as you know we're pretty good at stopping the run if you haven't heard. But 4th down and 5. Here we go. This could be the last play for the Maryland offense. Wes Brown, or CJ Brown, back to throw, getting it off to Etta. Etta with a first down inside the 10-yard, near the 10-yard line. I wouldn't say inside the 10-yard line, near the 10-yard line, because they got a 1st and 10 right now. So here's CJ Brown back to throw over the middle. Here's Jacobs, and it's a touchdown for Maryland. Laverne Jacobs ties this game up at 31. 1:50 left. Here's Jake Rudock getting it off to Jordan Cotton. Quick strike. 1st down Iowa. We're going to run the no huddle here. Minute 46 left. Jake Rudock again looking still. Gets it off to Martin Manley near midfield, past midfield. Gain of 19 on the play. 2nd and 10. Here's Hillier for a catch. Inside, now past midfield again, way past it. 3rd down and inches. Handoff, Mark Wiseman. 25 seconds left. So we're still going to run one more play. And look at this. Look at the safety just cheat up, trying to blitz. And I catch him off guard. Touchdown, Iowa. 38-31. Maryland with 10 seconds left. Still 3 timeouts. Here's CJ Brown looking, dumping it off. Here's Jacobs. And look at the space he has down the field. Down to the 43-yard line. 26 yards on the play, and Maryland has a shot to try and tie this game up and send it to overtime. Here's CJ Brown, back to throw. Looking deep. And this one is going to be almost caught. But no dice, as Maryland ends up taking the L, and Iowa wins the Orange Bowl. I remember the last time Iowa went to the Orange Bowl, they won it against Georgia Tech. And man, what a finish here in Miami, Florida. Can't wait till next season. What a game. Maryland is a very formidable opponent, and they are going to serve that just right in the Big Ten, I hope. As I know they got like teams like Wisconsin, Ohio State, Michigan, ourselves, Nebraska, just really good teams in the Big Ten. And we had a really good outing against them, and really good football team we beat today. And until next season, you know, we're really excited to win the national championship, or hopefully win the national championship, hopefully get there. But anyway, guys, thank you for this wonderful season, and off-season video coming up soon, within the next few days. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you're a first-time viewer of myself, please subscribe. But until next time, my name is Sin with Vengeance, and I'm the mayor of Jam City, and I'm out. Peace.